Greetings, travelers. Welcome to this demo video about Warcrow, the fantasy skirmish game by Corvus Belli. In this video, we are going to witness a demo battle, a mission that will confront the armies of hegemony of Embersig against the northern tribes. For this game, we are using the miniatures that come in the Winds from the North battle pack. We are going to play a simplified version of Scenario 1, A Voice in the Storm. There are 3 objectives in the battlefield. The figures are deployed in an area with the length of 5 strides. The faction that controls more of those objectives by the end of round 3 will achieve victory. Each round will last for 2 turns. Hegemony of Embersig has the initiative token. Everything is set. Let's go. Round 1. The troops from Hegemony decide to go first. This unit of bucklermen declare to perform a movement action, and they move again, reaching the central objective. Their conquest value is 2, so it would be hard to dispute this objective from them. It's time now for the orcs to be activated. The hunters decide to jump in the action. The distance measurement shows that they are in charge range. So be it. The hunters charge against the bucklermen. Both forces collide and roll the dice. The hunters can re-roll their dice because they've charged. They obtain these symbols. The orcs can spend these specials into making the target receive the vulnerable state. The bucklermen lose this confrontation and suffer 1 wound. They also receive 1 stress token. The orc hunters decide to push their enemies away from the objective. The northern unit also pursues them and keep them engaged so they cannot charge back. Turn 2. Drago the Anvil, from the Hegemony of Embersig, is activated now. He performs movement skill. He now targets one of the orcs with his pistol. He attacks from a distance. The hunter obtains 1 additional black dice to his defense roll because Drago can actually see less than 50% of the unit. Dice are rolled. The defense roll from the orc is enough to counter any damage from the Hegemony leader. The hunters see now an opportunity to prevail. In order to be activated again, they receive a stress token. They perform an attack, delivering a new blow to the bucklermen. Dice are rolled. The bucklermen lose 1 of their defense dice due to the vulnerable state. This token is removed now that it has been used. The final outcome: they suffer 2 more wounds and receive another stress token. 1 of the bucklermen figures is removed due to combat damage. The orcs now push the Hegemony unit away, so they are no longer in range to dispute the objective. The hunters keep their position, so the objective is under their control. At the end of this activation, the bucklermen, who had received stress tokens over their morale value, must make a willpower roll. Fortunately, Drago is around to help with his superior attribute. They succeed and they get rid of 1 stress token. End of the round. We witness now the "no one gets left behind" phase. The units that have not been activated can perform 1 full movement. The war surgeon also advances, and due to her proximity, her science not superstition special skill allows her to remove 1 of the wound tokens from the bucklermen. The evoker also advances, but the objective next to her is not under her controls because this movement does not count as an activation. Wiseman moves. A stress token is removed from every stat card. All activation tokens are removed. The round token advances. Round 2. The northern tribes have the initiative token now. Orcs begin with activating the evoker. She performs a movement. And now she performs a spell, Spirit of the Thermoplurus. She must succeed at a willpower roll in order to perform the magic. She also decides to go all in and face an increased difficulty in order to achieve a more powerful result. Her willpower roll confronts 2 black dice. 1 of the dice shows a hollow block, and this leads to the evoker receiving a tinge token. Magic comes with a price. The final outcome: hunters acquire the Intimidation Level 2 state, which will last for 4 turns. This magical aura forces every enemy that engages with them to face a willpower roll that might lead to the frightened state if they fail. At the end of this activation, the objective is now under control by the orcs. Hegemony activates now the bucklermen. They charge against the hunters. They are engaged now. The orcs have this intimidation state, but the bucklermen have Drago close enough to use his magnificent willpower to overcome this effect. They roll willpower and succeed. They can execute their attack now. They roll the dice. They can re-roll because they have charged. 2 successes impact. 1 orc is removed from the battlefield. The hunters receive 1 stress token. The buckler men do not push the orcs away. They keep them engaged and in range to dispute the objective. Turn 2. Albork is activated now and performs a movement skill and moves again towards the enemy. The Frostfire Herald is activated now. He moves and performs some magic. Fire Blaze with all the possible upgrades. The attack has more range and a switch. A willpower roll is needed. Success. Magic comes with a price. A tinge token is placed on the Elf Wizard card. The magical attack is performed against the Wisemane. Dice are rolled. The switch allows the elf to cancel one of the blocks from the defense roll. The Wisemane suffers 2 wounds. End of the round. We reach the no one gets left behind phase. Wiseman advances. Drago advances. War Surgeon advances. A stress token is removed from every stat card. All activation tokens are removed. The round token advances. Round 3. Hegemony of Embersig has the initiative token, but allows the northern tribes to be activated first, so they can have the last activation of the battle. Tinge check must be done at the beginning of the round. Each of the spellcasters roll a black dice. They both obtain a hollow special, therefore they face the consequences of using magic. We check the Tinge chart to see the result. Both Evoker and Frostfire Herald receive 1 stress token. Turn 1. It's happening. Albork charges against Drago. The orc leader adds stress tokens to himself in order to deliver a more powerful blow. Dice are rolled. Albork's switch allows him to remove a block and add an additional success symbol. Drago suffers 3 wounds and receives 2 stress tokens. Albork pushes Drago away and pursues the hegemony leader to keep him engaged. The buckler men attack the hunters. They do not need to make a willpower roll since they are already engaged. Dice are rolled. The hunters suffer 2 wounds. One of the figures is removed from the battlefield. The orcs receive 1 stress token. The buckler men do not push them away. The Wisemane is activated and receive 1 stress token. He charges against the buckler men. Since we now have 2 orc units engaged against 1 hegemony unit, the buckler men must choose one of their dice to be removed from their defense roll. Dice are rolled. Unstoppable. The switch imposes the vulnerable token to the target. 2 bucklermen are removed from the battlefield. The remaining bucklerman leader receives 1 stress token. The orcs dominate now the central objective. Last activation of the match. Orcs control 2 of the objectives. Hegemony controls the one close to their deployment area. But Drago, the hegemony leader, still has a chance. If he disengages from Albork and moves away until reaching the objective controlled by the Evoker, his superior conquest value will give him the objective and therefore victory. Disengaging from the orc leader will give him an opportunity to attack, and Drago is just 1 wound away from death. It's a risky maneuver, but the dice might be on his side. Who will win? You decide! Get your copy of the Winds from the North Battle Pack and play Warcrow now. There are disciplined soldiers, deadly masters of magic and spell casting, elite leaders and warlords awaiting your command to jump on this scenario. Now here's your chance to unleash the ultimate fantasy skirmish battle. This has been a basic introduction to the basics of Warcrow. Keep yourself connected to the Corvus Belli YouTube channel for more demo battles. Have a lovely day, travelers. Stay alert because the fog is upon us.